when we were eating food with our fingers, as you know, so when we were washing our hands, and ladies used to come and pick up those washed water diluted with something from our hands, and they used to drink that. That is the thing every day I had to see in 1974. I think if there will be an election in February, within 1 year, there will be famine again in this country.
How?
You can write it down. If you don't believe me, you write it down. So our leaders are very bad leaders. They are the worst kind of leaders in the world, I would say. Very late they said, okay, rationing system was introduced. But this was a very partial, it came very late, and it was too little to address the huge problem of
What
that
you
time.
exactly saw at that time?
Yes,
What
I
was your
saw people are
observation?
dying, they are trying to eat grass, and then they fall to their last breath and they die.
People were eating grass
Yes,
from the ground.
yes, literally. I was standing in the playground of Dhaka University. So we were law student. So I was crossing the field to the Shahid Minar, and people are literally dying and trying to live by eating grass. And some people are dying in the queue of getting some food from the rationing system. So that was practically the real situation. But acknowledgement came very late. Maulana Bhashani declared that he declared hunger strike with all his people, and Sheikh Mujib himself pointed to him and tell, I also love my people like you, but why you are doing hunger strike? He said, why people should be dying from hunger? He said, after liberation war, but many countries had liberation war. Then he said, even in the 1943, we had famine.
As a student of country's leading university at that time, you were a student of the Department of Law, and you saw what you stated just now, that people were eating grass and falling in death. So you saw that,
Of course.
standing there.
Of course, I
What
saw
was
that.
your feeling at that time?
I feel like I am not a human being. Either I should be an animal or I should be an angel to ignore all this. Otherwise, I cannot. Because when we went to the hall, our dormitories, when we were eating food with our fingers, as you know, so when we were washing our hands, and ladies used to come and pick up those washed water diluted with something from our hands, and they used to drink that. That is the thing every day I had to see in 1974. For whole long 1 year, and in fact I could not eat. I feel that why I should be eating and they are dying. I asked this question million times to myself and to my soul. Why? What they did that they should be dying, and what I did that I should be living alive?
It's just a very mysterious that such a
No, sir, it is not mysterious.
Such a big disaster was happened at the time, but unfortunately, in the history, it was not written well, and even the young generation or the current generation, they little know about this big disaster of the country. What's the failure?
You see, famine became a phenomenon after British came to Bengal. The first famine practically took away lives of 1/3 of the Bengali population. Just British took power, and within a decade 1/3 of the Bengali population died from hunger. And that became the part of our history. And then 1943, and even in the during First World War we were a bit better, but during Second World War again famine. And when it was reported to Churchill that in 1943 the Bengalis are dying from hunger, and but they have all foods are available around them, and we are buying those food for our people, bringing it England, and then say yes, we are doing the right thing. So how we are doing the right thing? Because we have to keep food in stock. This war may continue for 15-20 years. So, but millions of people will be dying in Bengal.
So in that case, those who committed that sin, they were the ouster. But in 1974, this is a country got independence recently. People had emotion to build up this country. There were huge narratives before that. If we got independence, then this country would rise. So there are many that type of hopes, narratives. But here, people saw a famine. If I ask you, you have already narrated a little bit, who were mainly responsible for that famine, and if now, after many years, if you want to judge the criminals, who will be responsible for that situation?
I think if there will be an election in February, within 1 year, there will be famine again in this country.
How?
You can write it down. If you don't believe me, you write it down. Because the same scenario, we are entering into the same scenario. Because the lawlessness is a serious issue which we don't take care of. If I can raise the price of product as I wish through syndicate, that is one of the serious cause of famine. And then if I can kill anybody at any time in the street, that is also another cause for any famine or anything, because people are scared. And do you believe or think that we really wanted independent Bangladesh? We did not want it to independent Bangladesh. We wanted to grab the power of united Pakistan. Most of the people, most of the Awami Leaguer and most of the Jamaati people, they wanted to keep Pakistan at any cost. So where is the real freedom fighter? Was the ordinary people. Like 2024. All the masses, all the students, all the ordinary people, they are the real freedom fighters, like in 71. So our leaders are very bad leaders. They are the worst kind of leaders in the world, I would say. Anybody, you see, only one or two leaders who could use their brain for the nation. Others just try to borrow the advice from others and they misconstrued the advice and misused the power and did not implement. For example, Tajuddin knew how to control the famine, but he was ousted from the power. And Mizanur Rahman Chaudhary, he was the information minister. He knew how to manipulate the information so that there will not be a serious chaotic situation in the country. He was also removed. And General Zia, who could come and took the power very strongly, instead of him, a docile man, Shafiullah, became the CNC of Bangladesh. So in every front, you are keeping the dishonest, corrupt and inefficient people in the place. And it is happening now.
The country is also waiting for another famine. If there is no massive correction in every sector and the existing situation now as we are witnessing, and if there is another change of regime through an election and the politicians are not corruption free, in that case country must face another famine. Do you predict this?
I am predicting it, and I can tell you again, you can write it in my name, that I am predicting within 1 year of bad election, I am not saying good election, bad election, there will be famine in the country. Famine like situation in the country. Now, what is good election and what is bad election?